This channel and its content is intended for documentary and educational purposes only. This content is intended for an audience 21 years of age and older. All individuals shown in this video are 21 years of age or older. We do not encourage any illegal activity or dangerous behavior. Always comply with local laws of your country, state, or region. All content on this channel follows YouTube's community guidelines. And with that being said, enjoy the video. Hey, what's up guys? Rolling Stone here. Today's video is going to be a brief one simply just because since I started 2 new plants, there ain't really going to be much going on to show you guys, but what I thought I'd do is explain to you how I started the germination process to at least give you a brief update since I haven't posted nothing in a while. I was going to document the germination process, but I didn't due to the fact that I was in a hurry. But it's an extremely simple process, so I'm just going to explain it to you. But before I do, I just want to talk about what you guys are seeing here in front of me. For anybody that's not familiar, this is a Hey Abby grow box. It's an automated grow box that's aimed to help you grow simply and discreetly. And on the app, it also has a community you can talk to of other growers that also use the Hey Abby grow box. And you can converse back and forth with them for any questions you might have with somebody that's more experienced with growing out of the grow box. It has quite a few features, just to name a few. It has a schedule that you can go along with to help make sure you stay on point with everything that you need to do when it comes to growing the plant. I'm sure I'll mention more details and features on the grow box in future videos, but if you're interested in a more in-depth tutorial of everything that the grow box does and all its features and everything it offers, be sure to leave a comment down below and I'll do the video. And now, explaining the germination process, there's a way that I do it and there's a way that the Hey Abby app tells you to do it. The reason why I don't do it the same way that the app tells you to is because in my circumstances, my house is slightly a little bit too cold for optimal germination directly in the grow box without a little bit of help. Now let's get inside the box while I show you the process. Now before I explain what you see here, I thought I'd go through step by step on everything I do when germinating seeds. Now the very first step that I take when germinating seeds is I always do a 24-hour seed soak in just plain water. I use distilled water, but if all you have is tap water, that's perfectly fine, it'll work. Now when it comes to doing a seed soak, all I've ever used is just plain water, but this time around I thought I would try using some horticultural aloe, which is essentially just freeze-dried aloe ground into a powder. So this time around I used the horticultural aloe. All I did is put just a very minuscule amount into a tiny little dish and let it dissolve, and then I soaked the seed in it for 24 hours. Then once the seed's about halfway done through the seed soak, then I take the rockwool cube, and since rockwool cubes are very acidic when they're made, you need to use pH water, so I just soak the rockwool in pH water, pH to 5.5. And then once that's done, all I do is take the pre-soaked seed, stick it in the rockwool cube, and make sure that the cube is nice and airy and it's not being squeezed too densely so the roots have a hard time trying to grow through it. Then once the seed's in the rockwool, I just take a teeny tiny little piece of the rockwool off the corner and stick it right over the top of the hole to kind of keep the seed covered good, and so the moisture stays in there so the seed can fully germinate properly. And then typically after about a week is when I see the seed pop up. But I'm hoping this horticultural aloe that I used for the pre-soak will help kind of speed up the process a little bit. And if it does work, I will let you know. And also, you're usually supposed to take the rockwool cube after you've got the seed in it and stick it in the little net pot that you get with the Hey Abby box. But this time around, and last time actually, I stopped putting it in the actual cup right away after putting the seed in it because it compresses the rockwool cube together from each side of the walls, because this is like around a 1.5 inch cube, I'm pretty sure anyways. And then after that, when I do that, it squeezes the cube inside the cup, and then the roots have a harder time trying to get through it. So that's why I don't have them in the cup. So all I did was just cut off the bottom of 2 water bottles and stick the Rockwool cube right there in each one of the bottom of the bottles, and then just stuck a cup over each one of them to keep the humidity in. I do have a humidity dome somewhere, but I can't find it, of course, so I just gotta work with what I got. Now when it comes to the rest of what you see here, I have a heating mat in there that's made for germinating seeds. I got it from Vivo Sun. They have one with a temperature controller on it, but of course I didn't splurge for that one like I should have. But since I don't have the temperature controller, all I do is just take the towel and set it over top of the heating mat to create a little bit of space so that the seeds don't get too warm. When you're germinating seeds, you want your ambient temperature to be around 70 to 75 degrees, which is why I have to use the heat mat, because my temperature of the room that I'm in with the box stays at around 67 to 68 degrees, which is not optimal for the germination. Oh yeah, and before I forget, I just wanted to mention the strains I'm growing this time around is guava and papaya cookies. They're both autoflowers, and they're from 42 fastbuds. Now, in the past, autoflowers have gotten a bad rap just because back in the day, they were known for being unstable and just not very reliable. Some would grow okay, and then others would die right away. But they've gotten a lot better with the autoflowers these days, so much so that to the point now where fastbuds has won multiple cannabis competitions, entering their autoflowers in against photoperiod varieties. So if that don't tell you something, then I don't know what will. They have won multiple cannabis competitions for their apricot auto, their papaya cookies, which is the one I'm growing. They won a hash competition with that. They won with their gelato. They've won with quite a few. I think another one was the Gorilla Strawberries. They won the highest combined terpenes for 2022, I think. I'm not sure what year it was, so I'll have to look that up. But yeah, needless to say, autoflowers have came a really long way, and if you've not grown autoflowers in the past and are interested in doing it, then do not hesitate. 42 Fastbuds is where they're at. And if you also want a coupon code, I can give you one that's for 15% off, and you just use code STONED at checkout. But other than that, guys, I ain't got a whole lot to say. Again, when you're starting seeds, getting them germinated and stuff, it's a very boring and just non-exciting process. So yeah, that's all I got for you today, folks. So be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below if there's any questions you have, or if there's just something you want to see in a future video. Let me know and I'll be for sure to do it. That being said, I appreciate you guys being here. Rolling Stone, rolling out.